Hey, San Albertans, happy Friday, September 4th. I'm Paul Hukalak, and as always, this is TV7.ca News. The Edmonton City Police arrest a man wanted by our RCMP. Crystal Lucier is here, thank goodness, with some fun and funny tax tips for you. And school is back, so are school zones. All that and more, but first. And now that school is back in session, I'm sure many of you have noticed the traffic in and around our city streets has in fact really picked up in the mornings and in the later afternoons. Now, as the students make their way to the classroom, more vehicles, more school buses, pedestrians, and cyclists are heading down our city streets. School zones are back in effect, and drivers are reminded that children may be distracted due to all the excitement of back to school, seeing their friends, and the like, and they may not be paying attention to their surroundings. Now, if you do find yourself driving in and around our city, please remember to observe the school zone speeds, obey the crosswalks and crossing lights, and watch for children crossing the streets.
I want money.
Good morning, everybody. Crystal Lucier here with Preferred Tax Solutions. I'm often giving tax advice and advising people that they don't know what they don't know. So this morning, I'm going to give you a few tax tips for some Friday fun that I guarantee you haven't heard before. Did you know that lottery and gambling winnings are non-taxable unless you own a gambling business or are a professional gambler? These are considered windfalls and are non-taxable in Canada. As an employer, do you know that you can give up to 2 annual gifts to your employees valued up to $500 that are non-cash, and those do not become taxable for your employees? I know medical marijuana is legal now, so as long as you have a prescription and purchase from an authorized medical marijuana licensed dealer, you can claim those purchases as medical expenses. You cannot, however, claim the cost of vitamins. Did you know that if you move out of your principal residence and turn it into a rental property, that you need to disclose that to CRA and that property becomes subject to capital gains upon sale? This is not something that you can avoid, and you want to ensure that you do it properly in the first place, because if you don't and you get audited later on, you're going to face significant penalties and interest costs. One tip that I run into often that single parents or parents going through divorce or custody battle don't usually know is that the cost of the legal fees that are applicable to be attributed for earning child support as an income are actually deductible on your income tax return. So if you've paid legal fees to gain child support as an income avenue for you and your family, then you get to deduct the legal fees related to that portion of your case. This is a significant deduction and is deducted directly against your income for income tax purposes. Did you know that even if you are an inactive director of a corporation or charity, you may still be liable if they don't pay their payroll or GST costs? Make sure that if you're sitting on any board of directors, there is appropriate director's liability insurance included. Did you know that Canada's first known taxation was a 50% export levy on beaver pelts? I didn't even know that. That's from 1650. And one last one for you. Organic food is not considered a tax requirement for medical purposes. However, if you are celiac, keep all of your receipts for any celiac-focused foods, because the difference between the regular average cost of a food item and the average regular cost, or the price that you paid for your celiac specialty item, can be deducted on your income tax as a medical expense as long as you have been diagnosed properly by a doctor to be celiac. These are some interesting tax laws. Sometimes I do this just to get people engaged. Not everybody loves listening to tax tips and tax advice, but if there's one thing that we love to do, it's help not leave tax dollars on the table. As always, I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions. This is TV7.ca.
I want money.
Well, do you recognize this woman? The RCMP suspect her to be involved in several credit card fraud incidences in St. Albert convenience stores. Now, she allegedly used stolen credit cards that were taken from vehicles to purchase merchandise from local stores. She's being described as having light skin, shoulder length, dark hair, and black glasses. Now, if you have any information about this slim built woman, please contact the St. Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700. So here's an update to a story we brought to you back in April of this year. The Edmonton Police Service have identified and arrested a male suspect that the RCMP in St. Albert have been searching for. Now, thanks to the assistance from the public, the male suspect, who back on April 21st allegedly grabbed a St. Albert resident on Ash Crescent and broken an egg on them. The male suspect then fled the scene. Despite using the police dog section, the RCMP were unsuccessful in locating the suspect at that time. Now, the man allegedly committed similar acts in the Edmonton area and is now facing numerous charges in relation to these investigations, and including the incident in our own city. Now, if you have any information regarding this or any other crime, you're asked to please contact the St. Albert RCMP detachment. Again, 780-458-7700. Short and sweet this week. Now, if you have any community events or you'd like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. And of course, and always from all of us at tv7.ca, I'm Paul Huckalak. Please stay safe, drive safely, and have a great week.